this is some of the history that I have, some of the old original documents from. That's me when I was 5 years old. That's my father. I was raised in this business of understanding plights and pitfalls. This is the Washington Post in 1971. That's my mother, my little sisters and brothers. And see, it says, at left is Colonel Hassan with his son, Saladin, 5 in Hassan's office. Above is Captain Yejide, who's my mother, with her children in the master suite of the Moorish Republic Embassy, which was our home. The center portrait is above the fireplace is of Colonel Hassan. And that was when my father was a colonel. My father was, upon his leaving, was a general. I'm a colonel, brother.
No?
Yes, sir. Not in the United Moorish Army, brother.
Really?
Yes,
you
sir.
gotta tell me more about that, because people been telling me about the Moors. I want to learn more about them before, when we talk some more.
A lot of these papers here were from 1996, 1991. These were requisitions and documents. Here's one to the present mayor of the District of Columbia, dated December 30th, 1991, from Vincent William Lightfoot, council member at large, to Vincent Gray, who's now the mayor of the District of Columbia. See, the efforts of BMDC have been existing in the District of Columbia history for over 80 years. I'm 44 years old. My father started when he was 44 years old. So in between that, you're talking about 80 years. My father was 86 years old, 87 when he is no longer living. And may God be pleased with them. And now I am following in my father's footsteps. And this is, there's nothing greater than I could say that I could contribute than to pick up the work that my father started and start to make a difference with the youth of Washington, D.C. I've had a great example, and I was raised in this with the understanding. And so that's what we are trying to do. I already have youth that come to the center, and it feels kind of bad because I don't really have all the, like, it's so cold in here, and we don't really have the computers, and they still be wanting to come here. They want to come and play. You know what I'm saying? They come in here like 13, 14 deep. Where Mr. Saladin? They want to play hide and go seek and all of that, and do stuff that kids like to do, because in our community, the recreation center doesn't really adequate our kids or give them the type of things that they're, the times have changed. So we're talking about digital kids that like to watch movies and bowl, and they like to do a lot of things that we would like to have here as a means of recreation and exposure for our youth. And so this is a very, very important cause that if we can reach out and gain donations on behalf of the kids of Washington, D.C., so that we can stop the killing in the District of Columbia and the unintelligent acts of senseless violence, and teach our children how to be community oriented and love people of all nations, of all color and creed, and to be competitive in the world market, in the global market, to become a formidable contributor, a formidable, I want to say opponent, but not in a violent way, more in an aggressive way, because the American economy is stimulated by whatever we could develop that would support basically our grandkids. So when we make decisions now, they're on the backs of all of the children in Washington, D.C.'s future. because they're the ones that got to come back when we're gone and untangle the mess that we make if we make a mistake. So I would say we should be very careful and handle these things very appropriately, so that we can make the best future we can for our youth here in Washington, D.C. And this center, BMDC, has always been and always will be here for the youth of Washington, D.C. So, if you could notice
Man,
here.
this is some very deep stuff on this table, man.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Like this, it's like I got tons of this stuff, man. All these I got from the what you call it? Library of Congress. All of these articles by my pops. Every one of them. Tons of them. My son turns his eye to real estate.